Hey guys, how you doing? So I'm actually out in the middle of nowhere right now. This is going to be a little bit different from the type of videos I normally make with the urbex stuff. I was going to do an overnight stay out here, maybe with a tarp shelter or a debris shelter, but I have properly injured my back. I don't know what I've done to it, but it properly hurts. So I thought I'd get out in the outdoors, go for a long walk, see if I can free up my spine. I'm going to fire up the twig stove in a minute and cook some lunch and make a brew, and just be outside. We've had some proper bad weather in the United Kingdom over the last couple of weeks, but today it's actually not raining. There is some cumulus cloud that seems to be developing more and more as the day goes on. It's proper windy. I've got my drone with me, but whether I'll put it up, I'm a little bit undecided. So yeah, so I'm just going to go for a walk and cook up some lunch. I've had quite a few requests from people that actually know me on a personal level to make some like bushcraft type videos, some how-to videos, friction fire lighting with a bow drill, that sort of thing. Probably because of my background, I've spent most of my life in the military, and so I used to do that sort of thing quite a lot, and I quite enjoy getting outside. So I'm going to make a few of those types of videos. I'm also going to still do the urbex stuff. I've got some great explores planned. So keep watching for that, and yeah, I'm just going to carry on for my walk, and we'll set up the stove and cook some lunch. So I will check back in with you in a bit. Actually, this is a great location. If I was to be staying here overnight, or if I was to be cooking on an open fire, there's absolutely loads of bits of wood and deadfall around here. There's birch trees, there's oak, so it would be excellent for collecting firewood, and oak, obviously being a hardwood, is fantastic to cook on because it produces some very long-lived hot coals. So this is a really cool location, actually. Really quiet. I've just seen a load of fallow deer actually running through. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera out in time. A little spot for lunch. Even though it's only a twig stove I'm going to be using, you can see I've actually cleared quite a large area. If I move back a bit, you can see I've cleared quite a large area of all the dead matter and stuff until it's actually wet floor. I don't want to be starting any forest fires. And the key to any fire, whether you're cooking on a twig stove or making an open fire to cook or making an open fire just to keep warm, is preparation. So I've got some twigs there to fuel my twig stove, and I'm just about ready to go. So I've got my water starting to come to the boil there on the twig stove, ready for my brew. Got some horses, I don't know if you can see them just over here. They're just hanging out, doing their thing. And it really is quite nice here, nice and quiet. Heard a woodpecker a minute ago, but I've not seen him. So I actually gave up with a twig oven. Unfortunately, everything is really wet from where it was raining so badly for the last couple of weeks. So I've actually built a very small little open fire. I've improvised a little holder and I've got my tea cooking above it. So yeah, it's been real difficult getting any fire going. It's just so wet. So as I said, I'm cooking on this open fire now. I should have filmed it actually, because to get the twig stove lit, I actually used a lighter, and then typically my lighter ran out. So I've actually ended up using my fire steel and some birch bark to get this going. And I really wish I filmed it now, because that would have been quite a good thing to show. I will show that in a future video, along with friction fire lighting, making a bow drill. But yeah, so I'm just waiting for my dinner now to cook, which seems to be taking forever. It's really nice being out here actually. I haven't done this for such a long time, and I had a few friends ask me to do some outdoor videos, which I haven't really done much in this video, to be honest, but it's just nice for me to get out, you know. Got my little improvised holder there. Everything's so rotten and so wet. You see I've got quite a lot of wood on there, and it's just hardly burning really, but hopefully it's enough to heat my dinner up. I've got some sort of like vegetable stew thing I've concocted in there cooking away. Horses seem to have vanished. Don't know where they've gone. It's clouded over now. There's a little bit of sunlight poking through, as you can see, but not much. There's a lot of cloud around now, but who cares, eh? So to heat this up even quicker, I've actually put it on the fire now. It's just so difficult getting anything to burn, but you know, it works, and that's what wild camping, bushcraft, survival, whatever you want to call it, it's all about. Improvising and adapting to your situation and your environment. So all the kit I've got that I'm going to be using for these videos, I've not spent loads of money on. I've actually bought really cheap stuff off Amazon, and I just wanted to give it a go and see how well the kit stood up. I don't think you need to spend hundreds of pounds or dollars if you're in America or Canada on kit, as long as the kit that you do have does what you need it to do. I think that's all that's important. I think you can utilise what you got to make yourself comfortable, and to give yourself some sort of quality while you're out in the field or out in the environment. And I don't think you need to spend loads of money to do that, and that's kind of what I want to prove to myself, really. That's why I bought cheap gear. So far it seems to be standing up, but yeah, you don't need to spend loads of money to get outside. I think it's important that everyone realises that, because I know people that have wanted to come out and they think it's too expensive. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Actually, part of it really is just being out here, isn't it, really? It's just really peaceful and quiet. It gets you away from the stress of the real world, really, just for that short space of time. One of the most important things to do when you're finished out in the outdoors is to return it back to how it was. What I've done is I've just emptied nearly a litre of water on this fire. I've given it a touch test to make sure it is all completely cold. I'm going to spread these out and around and recover everything up and make sure it is exactly as it was when I arrived. That's a really important thing to do when you're out in the outdoors, to be honest, is just return it back to how it was before you found it. There you go. That's where it was. You can see completely extinguished and back to how it was. It's turning into quite a nice evening. The clouds starting to break up again now. Sun's out, wind's dropped quite a lot, so I might see if I can get my drone up. But we'll see what it's like when I get a bit more into the open, because obviously I'm not going to fly it in here. It's absolutely beautiful here. You see the sun's going down behind me. Peace and quiet, no one around. It's just a shame we've got to go back to the real world, really, isn't it? And do we think that'll take my weight? Feels quite rotten. Yeah, I'm across. Sorry I didn't get wet that time. Well, I don't know if you can hear me, it's actually suddenly become really windy. I actually got my drone up, and I use a good drone. I've got a DJI Mavic Air, and it's good in gusty conditions, but that was really struggling. Once you get above the tree line, it's really windy. I will include the footage, but it's not the best drone footage I've ever taken. I didn't put an ND filter on it, so the sunlight probably has ruined the shot. One thing this has highlighted to me today actually is it's quite difficult filming in the outdoors to plan what you want to film. I'm so used to, when I do this sort of stuff in the outdoors, not filming, so I don't have to think about it and I just get on with what I've got to do. For example, when I got the fire going, I had to use my fire steel, but it was only afterwards I thought, I should have filmed that. So when I come out and do some more videos, I think I'm going to have to give it a lot more forward planning on what I'm actually going to film. But that's all part of it. It's all part of the learning curve. It gives me a lot more respect for some of the other outdoor channels that I do follow. And there are some really good ones out there. But I didn't really intend this to be an outdoors bushcraft video. It really is a case of me just going for a walk and cooking my lunch. Yeah, for when I'm doing specific stuff on fire lighting or building debris shelters or tarp setups and different configurations, I'm going to have to give it a lot more consideration as to how I film it, because it actually does take quite a lot of effort. As I say, I'm so used to just doing what I've got to do, and you don't have to think about filming, you just get on with it, so you have to stop and plan everything. But it's a challenge and it'd be good fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've got some urban exploration videos planned. I've got some really good trips planned. I'm going to do some collab videos with a couple of people, which will be good. And yeah, so subscribe if you really want to, which I hope you do. And I will see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.